Alright guys, so the new Asphalt Legends Unite update has just dropped, and despite we can't see stuff like the Drive Syndicate or the new season, since let's remember that such features will be unlocked this Wednesday, we can have a look at some of the details mentioned within the patch notes, as well as a few others that weren't and which I don't really think you need to know. So with nothing else to add, let's get into it. Okay, so the first things we see once we open the game right after updating it, and by the way, of course I'm recording this from my iPad since the update is not out on Microsoft Store just yet, and I'm way too lazy to open it from Steam, is all those images showcasing the new game modes, car and that stuff. But you shall not worry, since I have carefully covered all those topics on my two first videos, and in case you are too lazy to search for them, I will leave the links on the description as well as on the top right corner of this video. But anyways, let's go back to the main topic because the new update has just dropped, and on the first slide we could see that there will be two seasons inside of it. The Festive Fury season and the Year of the Snake season, where cards like the Pininfarina Teorema will make its appearance as a celebration of the Chinese New Year. As far as I know though, the main dish of this update is the Festive Fury season, where we will get cards like the Tartarus and a few more, so obviously I will dig deeper into it than I would into the Year of the Snake season, since we also know far more information about the first season in general. Also, as I expected, the 4 Shelby Super Snake will arrive through the Avenged 7-fold TLAs, where the new boss mode will appear later in the season, and there will be new decals for this card as well as for the Porsche 959. Then we will have the Chicago track and a new cooperative mode, but then we can see the new UI adjustments as well as the new garage background. And let me be clear guys, the garage looks absolutely horrendous. It's terrible, it hurts to watch. My eyes are about to bleed from this constant flash of white light. I definitely don't think this is any improvement compared to what we used to have before, and I'm aware that Gameloft won't change the garage back to how it used to be, since this is literally what they did with the old Asphalt Legends garage. They could give the option to switch between the clear and the old garage, which is something that exists in Asphalt 8. However, I must admit that the UI looks a bit better than it used to after the adjustments announced on the patch notes, yet I have to admit that adding the asphalt bank to the upper bar wasn't that necessary in all honesty. I have realized that my name doesn't appear on the career preview, but it's fine I guess. The new cards are visible inside of the garage as you can see, and I have to add something. I have the shadow resolution set to the bare minimum on my iPad, since otherwise the game would have taken way too much to load the previous update, and I haven't adjusted it yet, but the cards don't look as good as they used to with this new garage. The Tartarus design give me Apollo Evo vibes for some reason, yet I have to admit that in-game it looks higher from the ground than it looked on the first 3D designs. Still, I don't think this Tartarus deserves the spot it has. After having a look at all the cards we knew would appear within this update, I have to show you all something. In Career, if you click on a race where you are theoretically able to use any A-class car available in the game, you can see that there is a hidden car, the Ferrari 499P Modificata. This blueprints only car, whose gold stats are not available yet, is quite likely set to appear within the Year of the Snake season, and having a look at where it's placed, this is at the 3rd highest ranked car within A-class. It's safe to say that it's over for everyone who went for the Forcilla P1 on the previous parts of Speed, since it will be kicked out of the Elite A-class event once this Ferrari Modificata arrives. In terms of stats though, the Modificata seems to have an apparently quite decent acceleration paired with a massive potential increase in terms of handling and a quite comfortable nitro value, yet it's true that the top speed will certainly be quite low, easily making this Modificata an extremely agile and fast accelerating car right on top of A-class, which is interesting to say the least. There aren't any new graphics settings available on my iPad, but I will be having a look into the adjusted graphics of Cairo, Scotland and San Francisco, some of the tracks which Gameloft said they will be improving in terms of light and quality, since we all know that Scotland and San Francisco were some of the worst looking tracks since Asphalt Legends Unite was globally released, and well, I have to admit they did some work in there. Cairo and Scotland definitely look better, and the atmosphere has been significantly improved in both tracks, giving them a touch of uniqueness, credit given where credit is due. In San Francisco, some areas have been finally adjusted to display the right shadow, but the truth is that I don't see an improvement as big as on Scotland, yet it's true that you can clearly spot a difference when compared to how the post-Unite San Francisco used to look like. It took Gameloft quite a while, but hey, better late than never, I guess. So I'm quite happy of being able to race in Scotland again, since it legit used to look way too bland before this update. Oh, and now that we are talking about changes, I'm not the best level 16 driver, but I have tried it a bit after updating, since let's remember that it has been theoretically improved after the most recent update, and despite I can tell you it feels different, it's not something massive nor similar to how it used to be right after the Drive Syndicate, where it was released. I think it loses less speed in corners now and it accelerates a bit better, but I can't tell you exactly how. So you see, I might contact a skilled player in order to get a deeper insight on this, since I'm just too casual to find out properly. So yeah, this is something great for all level 16 owners. For anyone else not owning it, you shouldn't necessarily worry about it, since it's not the way it used to be back when it was released on the first Drive Syndicate, so you should not worry that much about it. On multiplayer, I have great news for all of you guys. As far as I can see right after updating the game, it seems like the League multiplayer rewards included on the World Series have been updated, and now you don't need the multiplayer pass to claim them, which is something nice for basically everyone. I can't spot a massive change on the milestones, but I guess we will see them on the next multiplayer season. Talking about multiplayer, the new party room settings have been released, and now you can adjust how many seconds of ghost you want at the beginning of each race, as well as if you want to set the race as a ghost selection room, but unfortunately the new Chicago track is not out yet, so I guess we will have to wait until this Wednesday in order to get the chance to try it inside of the Drive Syndicate 10 first chapters. And at last but not least, we have some new decals within the game, obviously related to the Avenged Sevenfold collab, and well, they do look quite cool on the cards they appear, but it's safe to say that most of them will be locked behind the price, so we might only get a couple of them for free at best. But now it's your turn, guys. What do you think about all these changes? Are you looking forward to see how the new Ferrari Modificata will appear in game? Make sure to let me know in the comment section and drop your massive like if you found this video interesting. Also make sure to subscribe in order not to miss absolutely anything about Asphalt Legends Unite, and I will see you really soon as usual with much more Asphalt Legends content. Goodbye guys.
All the way to bottom of the map, I've seen it all. It can all toss away, don't get attached to the current spins, no flurries. The rhythm won't worry. If you fall behind, I'll be humming till you hurry.